the news. I'm Zhou Fang. Former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger says that China and the United States should maintain dialogue and exchanges in all areas. The remarks came during a video conference held to commemorate the 50th anniversary of a secret trip the then National Security Advisor made to China, paving the way for the normalization of relations between China and the U.S. Dong Xue has more.
Speaking at an event via Zoom, Kissinger said the relationship between China and the United States remains crucial today, more important even than in 1971.
So here we are 50 years later in a situation in which the need for cooperation has not diminished, but the mechanisms and the procedures and maybe the understandings have not yet been fully worked out, but it remains important for the world and important for our two countries.
40 years after the establishment of the diplomatic relations, the power between China and the United States has seen a dramatic shift. Well, after a couple of stressful years, experts say the countries cannot afford to allow the relations to deteriorate much further. As the world's biggest two economies, rivalry and competitions are inevitable and understandable. As they vie for global influence, they say cooperation has the power to eclipse any issues they might face in the future.
New photos of the Martian surface captured by China's first Mars rover Zhurong have been released. The rocks on the red planet are clearly seen in the photos. As of Thursday, Zhurong has traveled more than 300 meters and has been working for 54 Martian days. It has been traveling south to carry out inspection and exploration missions since it drove onto the Martian surface. Haiti's Senate has reportedly nominated its head, Joseph Lambert, to be interim president. Interim Prime Minister Claude Joseph has been acting as head of the country's executive since the assassination of Jovenel Moïse. The minister in charge of elections says Joseph will keep that role until presidential and legislative elections in September. The leaders of the United States and Russia have discussed cybersecurity and the situation in Syria during a phone conversation. U.S. President Joe Biden urged his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin to act against ransomware attacks. A statement from the Kremlin says that the Russian side has not received requests for cooperation on cybercrime suppression, although it's willing to work with the United States on this matter. The conversation came after a ransomware attack last week targeted U.S.-based software company Cassia, which infected over 1,500 companies worldwide. The Maracanã Stadium in Rio de Janeiro will allow fans to attend the Copa America final at 10% capacity. Lucrecia Franco reports.
At the Maracanã Stadium, which will stage the final, silence reigns, even as it gets ready to host a historic match between Brazil and Argentina. Dr. Roberto Medronho says he's not surprised Brazilian football fans are disheartened.
I think hosting the tournament shows a lack of respect for the suffering of the families that are mourning their loved ones. And also, while Brazilians are not following the mitigation measures we scientists are recommending.
Bars in Rio de Janeiro, which have been showing the Copa America matches, have been mostly empty. But sports experts believe that the final could change the mood. Brazil has won the Copa America every time it has hosted it. But even if it lifts the cup for the 10th time, most people agree it will be remembered as one of the most unusual tournaments ever held.
A spokesperson says that the European Commission president is rooting for Italy to beat England in the final at Euro 2020.
Her heart is with the Squadra Azzurra, so she will be supporting Italy on Sunday.
Commission officials usually take a neutral stance, but Ursula von der Leyen's support for a European Union member state after Brexit has been marked. And that's the news. I'm Zhou Fang.